Hi, welcome to Karatbars, session number 5. We're glad that you've joined us tonight, and welcome to all our guests who are in-house. Tonight, we want to look at Karatbars price comparison. We hear so much about what is the price of a Karatbar and why is it more expensive than the gold that we buy online or through some specialty company. Well, we want to talk about that tonight. Well, we've all heard the saying that the golden rule, and whoever has the gold makes the rules. Well, Karatbars is a unique category creator. It stands alone in terms of what it offers to the consumer and in terms of business opportunities for those who are entrepreneurial. So we're going to launch into that right now. So I'll direct your attention here to the screen for those of you who are with us tonight. First of all, we want to take a look at spot price. What exactly is spot price? We hear that term bandied about. What does it mean? Well, according to Wikipedia, it's the current price at which a particular commodity can be bought or sold at a specified time and place. And there's future prices which are more speculative, but we don't have to worry about that for our situation here. So we want to understand what is the difference between Karatbar pricing and some other gold retailer. To get an accurate price comparison for 1 gram Karatbars, you cannot take the spot price for an ounce of gold and divide it by 32. So I'm hoping that maybe tonight we could get our iPhones out or our smartphones and we'll pull up the calculator and we can actually figure out some of the prices that we're going to be looking at. So you can't figure out the spot price for an ounce of gold and divide it by 32. You cannot take a gram price and multiply it by 32 to get the price for an ounce of gold. You can't do that. Now, why can't you do that? Well, if Karatbar pricing is at $64.23, according to my most recent listing, if you were to take and times that against 32, 32 is the number of ounces, roughly, it's about 31.1 ounces per troy ounce, or sorry, 31.1 grams per troy ounce of gold. If you were to take the spot price of Karatbars at $64.23 times 32, it would come out to roughly around $2,000, a little bit better than $2,000. And people would say, well, you know, why would I want to buy Karatbars at $2,000, an ounce valued at $2,000, as opposed to buying it when I can get it for maybe $1,400, $1,500, or $1,600 through some other vendor? We're going to explain why Karatbars is a better value than what you could purchase through some other vendor. Well, when you're talking about pricing, you have to make sure that you're comparing apples to apples. Now, I have 2 cars here on the screen. They're both yellow. They both look like gold. But one is a Chevy Cavalier and the other is a Chev Corvette. One costs more, one's worth more, and one will actually retain its value better than the other. Is there someone in our group who can tell me which is the more expensive automobile? Yes, Jim.
The Corvette.
The Corvette, right. Exactly. The Corvette. So when you're making a price comparison of gold, you have to remember that there is a clear distinction between what would be considered a lower value asset and a more expensive asset. And we're going to talk about why Karatbars is the more expensive but better value. There's 2 classes of gold, 2 asset classes, and the first asset class is currency grade gold, and it is 999.9 fine or 24 karat pure gold, and it is also LBMA stamped, and the LBMA stands for London Bullion Market Association, and it's stamped, and it's on what's called the London Good Delivery List. It has a reputation for being the finest, the most unique, the most desirable, and the most rare. Now, some of the companies that market the LBMA stamped gold, the 24 karat, the very best gold, are people like Karatbar International, UBS, which is Union Bank of Switzerland, and Pamp Suisse are a few of the companies. There's only a handful of companies that actually market this kind of gold. Now I want you to notice here's a very important distinction, and that is the spot price is always in grams. When you're considering currency grade gold, the spot price is always in grams. You will not see currency grade gold with the word ounce attached to it. Now there's a second class of gold, and it's commercial or industrial grade gold. It's gold and silver coins, bars, ingots, and jewelry. And companies that market this are companies like NYMEX, COMEX, Monex. And I want you to notice, again, this is the distinction. The spot price is always in ounces and never grams. Now, this is important to realize when it comes to gold coins or bars or anything that's gold or jewelry. Once it leaves the mint, the proof of purity and weight is up to the owner to prove. And that's why an LBMA stamped product is of value, because it comes from an LBMA certified refinery and it's been legitimized by the LBMA regulatory board as to weight and purity. It's the guarantee that what you've purchased is exactly what you were led to believe you were purchasing. It's authenticating the value of that particular gold bar. Whereas with gold coins and other bars and other forms of gold that you may purchase, or silver, the proof of purity and weight is up to the owner to prove. And you're going to find tonight, as I give you some illustrations, that gold coins, you see people buying Krugerrands and various other gold coins, you're going to find out that they are not 999.9% pure. They can't be, because when you take money, it has to have a certain alloy, it has to have a certain strength to it, otherwise it would bend or it would wear out. If you had a coin that consisted only of pure gold, it would destroy itself in a matter of a few days. So we're going to take a look at the difference between non-authenticated gold and the gold which comes from Karatbars and a few of these other businesses that sell authenticated gold. Now we see the Karatbars card here on the screen, and in the middle we see the actual bar of gold. Now what's unique about this card is that that little gram of gold is protected. It's not in a coin form that will rattle loose in your pocket and wear out, but it's protected by this plastic card. And there's some very important information on this card. Number one, it's embossed with an authenticity stamp. Number two, it's certified as to its gold quality and weight. And number three, it also has written on the front of the card the assayer's signature. And number four, it has the LBMA certification. And number five, it's embossed with a serial number that is unique to that particular gram of gold. Every gram of gold that comes from Karatbars has its own unique serial number. And then it also has the assayer's verification of purity. Now you can understand, for somebody in the marketplace, when they're making a purchase of gold, they're more willing to purchase a product that is certified, that's authentic, than to purchase something that there's no guarantee that it's pure gold. It might only be half gold, or in the case that I'll show you tonight, it's a very low percentage, and it's coming from an authorized dealer of gold and silver products. And so we'll give you an example of that. And when it comes to pricing, we have to understand that any class of gold, whether it's the gold currency class or whether it's the industrial or more commercial class, any class of gold will demand whatever price the marketplace is willing to pay. Does that make sense? And that's why the gold price of the LBMA stamped is of more value. It's just like the Corvette and the Cavalier. People will pay more because they recognize that it has value. They know what they're paying for. They're getting the exact weight and purity that's guaranteed on the card. Although Karatbar's prices may be slightly higher than the others, get this, shipping is less, storage is free, resale is higher, and Karatbar's has a lucrative affiliate program plus discount bonus cards. Just to mention the bonus cards alone, there's a bonus card that's worth 3%. When you use one of those bonus cards electronically, for the rest of the year you continue to get 3% off all of your gold purchases, which is a significant saving. I'm going to give you some price comparisons from some of the other companies that market the same kind of product that we market, or that Karatbar's market, since we as affiliates don't sell any product as such. It's the company who sells. We simply work as affiliates who refer people to the company who sells offshore, stores offshore, and it doesn't come under any regulatory boards either in the US or internationally. When comparing the price of Karatbar's gold bullion by the gram against other similar quality gold that's sold by the gram, we need to look at the comparison between the other companies. So let's take a look at these companies. So here's the company, and these are some of our competitors. Karatbar's, us here at the top. There's UBS, Union Bank of Switzerland, and then Agor Herrerius, I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, but Credit Suisse and Pamp Suisse. Now, I want you to notice the price for 1 gram bar. Here, for Karatbar, $64.23. The Union Bank of Switzerland is marketing that for $83.25. Agor Herrerius, $58.28. Credit Suisse, $58.28. And Pamp Suisse, $58.28. The thing that you notice immediately is that our price point is competitive with the other retailers of gold. Yes, Mike.
Just a quick question. I'm assuming that the prices do fluctuate day
Yes.
to day.
Yes.
So I'm just wondering, just for the sake of the audience,
Yes.
what day was this chosen? Was it like this month, October 2014?
This is older information, and I'm just using it as a case in point. But you are right. I don't have the current spot price for gold as of today. So I was drawing from a chart that I had.
So this is for illustration purposes
This is for illustration purposes only, but a very important point you raised, Mike, is that the price of gold fluctuates from day to day. And so if you want an accurate reflection of today's price, you simply have to go on to www.karatbars.com, and there's a graph there that tells you the actual spot price of gold as of today. But what I want you to notice that all these prices are competitive, with the exception Union Bank of Switzerland tends to be a little higher. We're a bit higher, marginally so, over some of the other companies. But here's the difference. The shipping is less, $25, and our insurance is included. The storage is free and unlimited. We can store our gold in Stuttgart, Germany, as much as we want, as long as we want. And the affiliate rewards, yes, we offer lucrative opportunity for people who want to be involved and see this as a business opportunity. Now take a look at UBS. Their shipping is $30, a bit more expensive, plus 1% insurance, 1% of the value of the product that you've purchased. The same, and then for storage, it is 0.042% per month based on, again, the amount of your purchase. With the next company, $58.28. There seems to be a bit of a margin, but not such a great margin when you consider that they too charge $30 for insurance, or for shipping, plus 1% for insurance, and 0.042% per month for storage. Our storage, again, is free. And the same with the other two companies remaining on the list. Yes, Mike?
Just wondering, with Karatbars, what shipping company do we use?
That is a good question. It's FedEx, if I remember correctly.
FedEx. It is
FedEx, yes. Yeah. Because we've got FedEx boxes lying over all over the house. I should remember that. All right. So let's go to the next slide. Now this is a 5-gram price comparison, and I really do want to get a hold of one of these 5-gram cards because it looks quite impressive with that big chunk of gold right in the middle of the card. So we'll get one of those and bring it to one of our sessions. But it gets even more interesting here, because if the price was $64.23 per gram, buying a single gram, when you start to buy in volume, you start to see major price reductions. It's like if you went to the store and you said, I need milk, which is cheaper, to go and buy a gallon of milk or to go and buy 8 pints of milk? Obviously the 1 gallon is cheaper, and that's the way it is with gold. The larger volume that you buy, the greater the discounts. Now if you have your pocket calculators handy, we could take 253 and we could divide it by 5, and the price actually, you got a good mathematical head there, Jen. Yeah, it's about $50, that's right. So significantly cheaper than the $64.23 that we just looked at. And again, shipping here is $25.63, insurance is included, storage is free and unlimited, so rather than pay storage every time you purchase a gram of gold or 5 grams of gold, what you can do is you can accumulate the gold free of charge in Stuttgart in their safe, and keep it there until you amass a certain amount, and then you can have it shipped over, pay a one-time fee. You look at the UBS company, again it's $30 for shipping plus 1% insurance and 0.042% per month for storage fees, and similarly with the other companies. So there's a significant saving. It does get better than that, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. Now, one of the great resources for Karatbars has been come from a man by the name of Mike Maloney, who doesn't work for Karatbars, not an affiliate with Karatbars, has no connection with Karatbars, but Karatbars is a company. All of the affiliates refer to him. Why? Because he's the market expert when it comes to gold and silver. And we owe Mike Maloney a debt of gratitude. His company is goldsilver.com. You see it at the bottom of the page. But I wanted to use one of his products to show you the difference between the quality and the content of a Karatbar as opposed to what's being marketed, which many people are buying. They don't understand what it is that they're buying. If they did, they'd be a little bit more cognizant of the price that they're paying. They're saying, look, I'm getting a great deal here, but what are they actually buying? The old saying is, what? You get what you pay for. So look at the content here. You notice it says ounce, 1/10 of a troy ounce. A troy ounce, again, is roughly 32 grams per ounce, or 31.1 grams per ounce. So the content here is 1/10 of a troy ounce of gold. The diameter is 16.5 millimeters. The thickness is 1.26 millimeters. The purity, and here it is, 0.9167. You recognize the difference there between 999.9% purity and this level of purity being marketed through goldsilver.com. The face value on this coin is actually $5, but the actual price, and you'll see on the next chart, the actual price for that is roughly around $141. The sellback is $124. You'll see that same figure on the next slide. So you say, well, you know, that's not bad. I mean, $124 or $141 for that coin. But there's a stipulation. If you're going to get that price, you're going to have to buy in bulk, in volume. So here we go. Goldsilver.com. If you want to get that gold coin for $141.72, you have to buy somewhere in the neighborhood of between 50 to 200 coins. See, that's discount for volume sales. And you have to factor that in when you're talking about our price point with Karatbars. So you've got to spend, if you're getting 50 in order to qualify for that price, $141.72, anybody tell me what that works out to? What's 50 times 141? 7,000.
About 7 grand.
Yeah, it's about 7 grand.
Just for 50.
Just for 50, right. And you've got to buy 50.
That's 28,000.
See, minimum quantity of 50, sold in multiples of 50, sell that price $124.52. That's if you decide that you want some of the money back, you want to liquidate some of that asset, and you can take it back to the company and they will buy it back for X amount. That's the charge. The difference is the charge that they that they place on you as a consumer having bought that product and returning it. So you see, that amounts to a great deal of cash. For the average consumer, is that user-friendly as a medium of exchange? It's not. Most people can't afford to spend $7,000 on 50 gold coins. So with Karat bars, everybody can afford to buy a $64 gold coin. Most everybody can say, look, you know, we're going to put our pennies together and we're going to save for this, and once a month or maybe once a week we're going to buy 1 gram of gold. It's affordable for the average person. Well, Karat bars has the best prices in this asset class. With Karat bars, you were a total gold winner in all arenas. There's more. Mike Maloney says this about gold. And again, he's the guru, he's the go-to guy, he's the expert. He says gold has a track record of price and performance that no other asset class has. Don't let the banks, brokerage houses, and politicians influence your decisions. Take responsibility for your own financial future. He continues, there are brief moments in history when the safe haven asset becomes the asset class with the single most potential for appreciation and gains in purchasing power. This is one of those times. What is Mike Maloney saying? He's simply saying that gold as an asset class has the potential to appreciate and grow and become more valuable than any other asset at this particular time, at this particular moment in history. Now is the time to purchase gold as a vehicle towards financial stability and independence. So the invitation tonight is to take control of your own financial future, to register with a free account, and beginning earning cash and gold by simply referring others to Karat Bars International. So that's the challenge we want to leave with you tonight as you consider the price comparison of Karat Bars with other forms of gold. This is a great opportunity, and we want to extend that to all the people gathered here tonight, but also to those who are watching via YouTube. So thanks for being with us tonight, and it's my pleasure. Travis Stewart saying good night.
Hi, my name is Dixie, and I would just like to share a story with you tonight about an opportunity that my husband and I had to share Karat Bars with somebody. We had gone into an optical business, and I was purchasing some eyeglasses, and at the end of the purchase, my husband just casually leaned over and asked the lady who happened to be the manager of the business some questions, and I'll let him explain how he did that.
Well, I said to the lady, I said, with your personality, have you ever considered a twin career? And she looked at me quizzically, and she says, no, I haven't, but, you know, almost beckoning me to tell her more. So I said, do you have an interest in gold? And she nodded yes, and I said, well, look, here's my business card, and on it has my website. And I said, when would you have an opportunity to look at this? And she said, over the next day or two. And I said, great. I said, I'll give you a call. I've got your phone number, so I'll connect with you then. And so that's where we left it at that point. And I did a follow-up call today and touched base with her, and she said she fully intends on looking at the video. And so again, it's making that follow-up call, which is so important.
Hi, my name is Jody, and I was able to share Karat Bars with my father by sending him an email with a link to the website online so he could have a look at it and check it out.
Hi, my name is Dave, and I just recently joined Karat Bars, and looking forward to building the business. What I'm going to be doing is generating a list of names of people I know and acquaintances as well. And what I'm trying to do is just expand the business, build the business, and what I'd like to do is just approach friends and family in my local area.